I knew something was off the second I walked through the front door. The house smelled different, like cologne. Not mine. Not the kind I'd ever wear. Something musky, overpowering, reeking of arrogance. And then there was her, Amanda, lounging on the couch in one of her silk robes, scrolling through her phone like she hadn't a care in the world. "Hey, babe," she said lazily, barely glancing up. It was 11 p.m. She was supposed to be at a work dinner. But her makeup was too perfect, her hair too pristine, like she'd spent more time under someone else than at a restaurant. "Where were you?" I asked, setting my keys down. She yawned, yawning, like she was tired from a long day and not whatever the hell she'd actually been doing. "I told you, the dinner ran late." She stretched, then locked her phone and set its screen down on the couch beside her. Rookie move. I sat across from her, my eyes locked on hers, waiting for something. Anything that felt real. "Who is he?" I asked. For the first time, she hesitated. A flicker of something crossed her face. Shock, maybe? Fear? But she masked it fast. "Are you serious right now?" She scoffed, rolling her eyes. "You're being paranoid again, Jason." Paranoid. Again. Like last month, when she started showering as soon as she got home, even after a quick coffee with a friend. Like 2 weeks ago, when she got a text from someone named Mia at 2 a.m. that made her face turn white. Like last night, when she called me Ryan in bed. I wasn't being paranoid. I was done being blind. I leaned forward, elbows on my knees. "Unlock your phone." Amanda blinked. Her fingers tightened on the robe's sash. "Excuse me." "Unlock it." Her laugh was ugly, forced, too high-pitched. "Wow, so we're doing this now? What's next? Tracking my car. Checking my underwear for DNA samples." She thought this was funny. She thought I was a joke. I stood up and walked over to her. "You're hiding something, Amanda. Just admit it." She sighed dramatically, like she was bored. Then, without missing a beat, she grabbed her phone and held it up. "Fine. Look." The screen was blank. She had wiped everything. No texts, no calls, no history. Clean. Too clean. "Wow," I muttered, shaking my head. "You're really gonna insult my intelligence like that?" She tilted her head, lips pursed in mock pity. "Babe, I think you need therapy." Therapy. This wasn't just cheating. This was gaslighting. I stepped back, exhaling slowly. "You know what? I don't need your phone. Because I already know." Her eyes narrowed. "Know what?" I pulled out my own phone and tapped on a video. The video. Someone had sent it to me anonymously an hour ago. A video of my wife, in the back seat of a black BMW, riding some guy like he was her personal amusement park. I recognized her moans. I recognized her dress, the same one she wore to her work dinner. Amanda's face drained of color. "Jason," she started, but her voice cracked. For the first time in months, I saw real fear in her eyes. I pressed play. The audio was crystal clear. F******. "Derek," she panted in the video. "I can't stop thinking about you." Amanda lunged for my phone. I yanked it away. "Derek, huh?" I laughed, but it wasn't a laugh. It was rage, hollow and sharp. "Your cousin Derek? The one you swore you hadn't seen in years." Her lips trembled. "Jason, save it." The woman I married was gone. In her place sat a lying, selfish, heartless who had been screwing another man while coming home to me. But the worst part? She didn't even look sorry. Amanda straightened her robe, trying to regain control of the situation, but I saw the panic behind her eyes. She wasn't scared because she felt guilty. She was scared because she got caught. "Jason, please, let's talk about this," she said, her voice suddenly soft, like she thought she could manipulate me out of reality. "It's not what it looks like." I held up the phone again. "You sure about that? Because it looks like you were having a great ing time in the back seat of some other guy's car." Her eyes darted to the screen, then back to me, calculating her next move. I could see the wheels turning in her head. Was she going to cry? Was she going to beg? Make up some insane excuse? I braced myself for anything. Then she did the one thing I didn't expect. She laughed. Not a nervous chuckle. Not a guilty giggle. A full-on, mocking laugh. "Wow, Jason," she said, shaking her head. "You really are pathetic." I just stared at her, the rage in my chest turning into something sharper, colder. "You want to know the truth?" she continued, standing up and stepping closer like she had nothing to hide. "Fine. Yeah, Ed Derek. And what are you going to do about it?" I clenched my fists, my nails digging into my palms. I had pictured this moment 1,000 times. The confrontation, the confession. But never in my worst nightmares did I think she'd be this brazen. You don't even feel bad, I muttered, shaking my head. She smirked. Why should I? Maybe if you weren't so boring, I wouldn't have had to look elsewhere. I felt my jaw tighten. Boring? You mean the guy who paid all the bills? The guy who made sure you had everything? The guy who put up with your bullshit tea for years? She rolled her eyes, crossing her arms. Oh, please. You act like you're some kind of saint. Newsflash, Jason, you were never enough for me. I inhaled sharply, my whole body trembling with anger. I had spent years loving this woman. Years. And the entire time, she had been looking down on me. I took a step back, gripping my phone so tight my knuckles turned white. You know what? You, Amanda. Her smirk widened. Already did. Just not with you. That was it. The moment I realized there was nothing left to save, I turned and walked toward the door. Where are you going? She called after me, still sounding amused. Like this was just another fight I'd eventually forgive her for. I didn't answer. I grabbed my jacket, my keys, my wallet, everything I needed. When I reached the door, I turned back to look at her one last time. She was just standing there, smug, unbothered, like she had won. I forced a laugh. You think this is funny? You think you're untouchable? She shrugged. I think you'll come crawling back. You always do. Not this time. I stepped out and slammed the door behind me, my chest heaving. The cold night air hit me like a slap, but it was nothing compared to the burning fury inside me. I didn't just want to leave. I wanted revenge. I drove without a destination, my fingers gripping the wheels so tight they ached. My mind was a hurricane of betrayal, rage, and something else, something deeper. This wasn't just about Amanda cheating. It was about how she did it. Shameless. Laughing in my face like I was some kind of fool. Like she had won. Not this time. I pulled into an empty parking lot and leaned back in my seat, staring at my phone. The video was still there, paused on her disgusting betrayal. I had every reason to delete it, to erase the image from my mind, but I couldn't. Because this wasn't over. I opened my messages and scrolled through my contacts until I found Derek's wife. Yeah, Amanda wasn't the only one playing dirty. Her name was Emily. We had met once, years ago, at some barbecue Amanda dragged me to. She was nice, soft-spoken, the kind of woman who wore her wedding ring like it meant something. I doubted she had any idea her dirtbag husband was screwing mine. I hesitated for maybe half a second before hitting send. The video. A short message. You deserve to know the truth. Then I turned off my phone and let my head fall back against the seat. Amanda thought she was untouchable. She thought she could cheat, lie, and walk away without consequences. She was about to find out just how wrong she was. When I finally drove back home, the house was dark. Amanda was already in bed, probably thinking this would all blow over. She had no idea that I had just set her entire world on fire. The next morning, the screaming started at 7 a.m. sharp. I was sipping my coffee at the kitchen counter when Amanda's phone rang. She barely got out a groggy hello before a furious voice exploded from the speaker. Emily. Amanda sat up so fast, she nearly dropped the phone. Wait, what? Emily, calm down. A pause. Then, Jason did what? I smirked into my coffee. Amanda turned to me, eyes wide with rage. What the hell did you do? I shrugged, taking another sip. Told the truth. You should try it sometime. She shot up from the couch, her robe falling open, but I didn't even look. Whatever she had to offer, I was officially done wanting it. Do you have any idea what you've done? She shrieked, gripping her phone like she wanted to crush it. Yeah, I said, standing up. I made sure you and your little boyfriend get what you deserve. Her face twisted with panic. Good. The next sound was Derek slamming on our front door. I didn't even flinch. Amanda, on the other hand, paled. I stepped aside with a smirk. Looks like someone wants to talk to you. Amanda hesitated for half a second before rushing toward the door, unlocking it with shaking hands. The second she pulled it open, Derek stormed in, eyes blazing. You ruined my ing life, he roared, his fists clenched. I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. Cry about it. Amanda turned to me, panic clear in her expression. Jason, tell him I didn't. Derek cut her off. Emily kicked me out. Took the kids, changed the locks. She's filing for divorce. His voice cracked. She won't even let me see my son. Amanda's lips parted, but no words came out. I stepped forward, my voice calm, deadly. You should have thought about that before you ed my wife. Amanda whirled on me. You think this makes you better than me? You're just as disgusting. I smiled. Nah, I didn't cheat. I just exposed the ones who did. Derek exhaled sharply, his eyes flicking between us. Then he let out a bitter laugh. You know what? He looked at Amanda, his expression turning cruel. This was a mistake. You were a mistake. Amanda stiffened. Derek. No. He cut her off, stepping back toward the door. I lost everything because of you. His jaw tightened. And guess what? I didn't even want you that bad. I watched as Amanda's face crumbled, her ego taking the biggest hit of all. Derek walked out without another word, slamming the door behind him. Silence. Then, slowly, Amanda turned back to me. Her eyes weren't filled with anger anymore. They were filled with fear. She knew. She knew I was done. She knew she lost. And God, it felt good. Amanda stood frozen, her breathing uneven, her face drained of color. For the first time, she wasn't smirking. She wasn't rolling her eyes. She wasn't mocking me. She was afraid. I let the silence stretch between us, watching as the weight of everything started to sink in for her. Derek was gone. Her perfect little secret was shattered. And me? I wasn't the same fool she had been lying to for God knows how long. I walked past her toward the bedroom, feeling her eyes on my back. She finally found her voice. Jason, what are you doing? I grabbed a suitcase from the closet and tossed it onto the bed. Packing. Her breath hitched. Wait. What? I pulled open drawers, throwing in clothes, not bothering to fold anything. I wasn't coming back. You can't be serious, she stammered, stepping forward. We can talk about this. I let out a bitter laugh. Now she wanted to talk. Talk about what, Amanda? How you humiliated me. How you at another man and laughed in my face about it. I zipped up the suitcase and turned to face her. What part of that do you think we can fix? She crossed her arms, her expression flickering between anger and desperation. Jason, you're overreacting. I clenched my jaw. Overreacting. I grabbed my phone, pulled up the video again, and hit play. The room filled with the disgusting sounds of her moaning, whispering Derek's name, saying things she had never said to me. Amanda lunged for my phone, but I yanked it away. Still think I'm overreacting? Her face twisted in frustration. Jesus, stop playing the victim. My stomach turned. She wasn't sorry. Not for the betrayal. Not for breaking our vows. She was only sorry that she got caught. You are truly unbelievable, I muttered, shaking my head. She huffed, crossing her arms tighter. So that's it. You're just walking away? Throwing everything away. I exhaled through my nose, forcing myself to stay calm. I didn't throw anything away, Amanda. You did. I grabbed my suitcase and started walking toward the door. That's when she panicked. Jason, wait. She ran in front of me, blocking my way. You can't just leave. What am I supposed to do? I stared at her, my anger boiling into something colder. You? I smirked. You can do whatever the hell you want. I stepped around her, reached for the door handle. And then she said it. I'm pregnant. I froze. My fingers hovered over the doorknob. My mind blanked. Slowly, I turned around. What? She swallowed hard, her eyes wide, her breath shaky. I just found out. I was going to tell you soon. My heart pounded against my ribs. My vision tunneled. I stared at her, waiting for her to say something that would make this okay. But she didn't. Because deep down, she knew. I took a slow step toward her. Is it mine? Her lower lip trembled. And right there, in that hesitation, I had my answer. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. My hands curled into fists. My breath turned shallow. You have got to be ing kidding me. I whispered, my voice barely audible over the roaring in my ears. She reached for me. Jason, please. I jerked away. Don't touch me. Her eyes filled with tears. We can figure this out. I let out a hollow laugh. Figure what out? How you got knocked up by another man. I shook my head, disgust crawling up my spine. Jesus Christ, Amanda. She sniffled, wiping at her eyes. But I still love you. No, you don't. The words came out sharp, cold, final. She didn't love me. If she had, she wouldn't have done any of this. I turned back to the door, my grip tightening on my suitcase. Her voice cracked. Jason, don't go. I looked at her one last time. The woman standing in front of me wasn't my wife. Not anymore. I stepped out and slammed the door behind me. And this time, I wasn't coming back. I barely felt the cold night air as I walked to my car. My mind was too numb, too overloaded with the sheer insanity of what had just happened. Amanda was pregnant, and it sure as hell wasn't mine. I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles white. I needed to think, but every time I tried, my brain played that moment back. Her hesitation when I asked if the baby was mine. That half-second pause that confirmed everything. I slammed my fist against the dashboard, the impact rattling through my bones. That lying, cheating, manipulative beat asterisk 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 asterisk. I should have known. No, I did know. I had felt it in my gut for months. I just hadn't wanted to believe it. I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself. Leaving was the right move. Staying, fighting, begging, all of that would have made me weak. And I wasn't weak. Not anymore. My phone buzzed in the cup holder. Amanda. I picked it up, my jaw clenched so tight it ached. A text. Please come back. We can fix this. Fix what? The fact that she cheated? The fact that she got pregnant with another man's child? The fact that she had zero remorse until she realized I wasn't going to be her safety net anymore? I turned my phone off and threw it into the passenger seat. She had made her choice. Now it was time for me to make mine. I wasn't just going to move on. I was going to make sure Amanda felt every ounce of pain she had put me through. I pulled out of the driveway, my mind racing through the possibilities. She thought she could lie, manipulate, cheat, and still have me at her feet. She was about to find out just how wrong she was. The next morning, I filed for divorce. No warnings. No discussions. No second chances. I sent the papers straight to her workplace. I wanted her to get them in front of everyone. Let her co-workers see the fallout of her perfect little lies. Let her explain why her husband was done with her. Then I took it a step further. I contacted our landlord and removed her from the lease. The apartment? Mine. She was going to have to find somewhere else to live, maybe with Derek, if his wife hadn't already skinned him alive. But the final blow? I exposed everything. Her family, our friends, even some of her co-workers. They all got the truth. The messages, the video, the proof. I didn't hold back. And Amanda? She lost everything. I saw her one last time, a week later, when she came by the apartment to pack her things. She looked wrecked, her hair unkempt, her face pale, her eyes rimmed with sleepless nights. I leaned against the counter, watching her silently. She finally turned to me, her lips parting like she was going to say something. Maybe an apology, maybe a plea. But I cut her off before she could speak. Get out. Her face crumpled. She wanted me to hurt. She wanted me to suffer. But in the end, I was the one who walked away. Amanda stood there, gripping the strap of her bag so tight her knuckles turned white. She was waiting for me to say something, to give her a shred of hope that I might forgive her. But there was nothing left to say. I didn't look at her, didn't move toward her, didn't give her even a sliver of what she was looking for. She had already taken too much from me. Her voice was small when she finally spoke. Jason, do you really hate me? I exhaled sharply, shaking my head. Hate? No. Hating her would mean I still cared. I feel nothing for you, I said simply. Now leave. Her lower lip trembled, but I didn't let myself feel anything. I watched as she dragged her suitcase toward the door, her movements stiff, defeated. She paused for a second, one hand on the doorknob. Then she turned back, her eyes filled with something desperate. You'll regret this. I smirked. No, Amanda. You will. She swallowed hard. I could see it, the weight of what she had lost finally crashing down on her. Then, without another word, she walked out, the door clicking shut behind her. Silence. I stood there for a moment, letting it sink in. It was over. The betrayal, the lies, the bullsh asterisk T, all of it was behind me now. And Amanda? She was just a memory. A painful, disgusting, humiliating memory. But that's all she would ever be. I was free. A month passed. Then two. Amanda tried reaching out at first. Texts, calls, even a long, rambling email about how she was lost without me. I ignored all of it. She wasn't lost. She was just finally facing the consequences of her own actions. I heard from mutual friends that things weren't going great for her. Derek had abandoned her the second his marriage imploded. The guy she threw everything away for? He wasn't even willing to stick around. Typical. She lost her job, too. Apparently, word spread about what she had done, and it didn't take long before her work environment became unbearable. People talk. She ended up moving back in with her parents. Pregnant. Alone. I should have felt bad. I should have felt some kind of pity. But I didn't. I wasn't the same guy who had walked into that house months ago, oblivious, trusting. That guy was dead. The version of me standing here now? He was smarter, stronger, untouchable. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't angry. I was just done. One night, I stood on my balcony, looking out over the city. I had a drink in my hand, the cold air hitting my face, and for the first time in a long time, I felt peace. Amanda was nothing more than a bad chapter in my life, and I had finally turned the page.